Now to Phoenix, nearly 100,000 people rallied to save an evil pit bull after the brute viciously mauls a 4-year-old little boy nearly to death. Why? Supporters say because the tiny child, quote, stole the dog's bone. They're worried about a stolen bone when a little boy's nearly dead after having his face and body ripped to shreds by a pit bull?
5-year-old Mickey, a pit bull terrier, went right for the 4-year-old child's face.
Some have blamed the child.
Witnesses say 4-year-old Kevin Vicente went to grab one of the dog's bones. People raising money and signing petitions to save the dog.
They keep trying to make excuses, to say that it was Kevin's fault or the babysitter's fault, everything but not the dog.
Greg Paul, news director of 960 The Patriot. Nearly 100,000 people are supporting the dog, an evil pit bull that nearly killed a 4-year-old little boy. I don't understand, Greg.
Well, you know, it's not that they support the dog or that they are going against the little boy. What they're saying is that this dog was acting out of instinct, and that possibly that they blame the people, the adults who were around the boy in the backyard, that they should have been watching the boy better. So that's who they sort of blame. It's not so much that they're blaming the boy, but a lot of people are standing behind this dog saying that it should not be euthanized, and that they are saying that maybe the dog should go to special training or possibly be given to a special place where he can maybe then be adopted out to a family that can take care of the dog.
Well, if he acts like a wild animal, then maybe he should be with other wild animals and not with little children like this 4-year-old child. Dr. Salvatore Lettieri is with me, a Mayo Clinic physician serving as chief of plastic surgery at Maricopa Medical Center, who actually performed the surgery on the little 4-year-old child, Kevin Vicente. And let me warn everybody, these photos are graphic. This pit bull nearly mauled this child to death. Dr. Lettieri, thank you so much for being with us. How extensive was the surgery on little Kevin?
Well, let me first off by saying that there are two parts to what you'll notice. The superficial part where the skin was damaged, but the deeper structures in the right side of his face were extensively damaged, ranging from around the eye to the upper cheekbone, the upper jawbone, to the lower jawbone, the mandible.
How much future surgery will the little boy require, Dr. Lettieri?
Well, probably over the course of the next 1 to 2 years, we'll work with him to try to regain the ability to open and close his eye on the right side, and also to redo the tear duct drainage system. The bone structures that we repaired, which is the mandible, the lower jaw, and the eye socket, those we fixed at the time of his original surgery, which, by the way, was about 5.5 to 6 hours.
Oh, Dr. Salvatore Lettieri, Mayo Clinic physician, joining us. Every time I look at the picture of this little boy sitting in that hospital bed, looking up, I think of one of my children sitting there with their face ripped to shreds. Dr. Patricia Saunders, clinical psychologist, how do we get, where's Patricia? How do we get so bass-ackwards that people are actually defending the dog? I mean, Patricia, look at the child. I mean, if the dog instincts took over, then maybe the dog's instincts would be better suited to be out in the wild and not around little children.
Can't disagree with you on that. I hold the owners responsible, even though they may have been in compliance with law about containing the dog. It isn't an evil dog. It's an evil act by instinct. Because the boy is only 4 years old.
It's a devil dog. I don't even know what you're saying.
A devil dog?
Rip a child's face practically off. Yeah, devil dog.
As in Satan?
As in, take a look at this picture. And I know I've seen your husband with about 10 dogs at the end of a leash. I don't know why I thought you might agree with me. Hold on. Look at this picture, Patricia. Look, I'm glad to hear that. Not that picture, Liz. That picture. With me right now, Richard Rosenthal, General Counsel for the Lexus Project, who hired a lawyer to save Mickey. Richard Rosenthal joining me from Kew Gardens, New York. Richard, The dog nearly ate the little boy's face off. It seems to me like the little boy is the one that needs to be saved, not the dog.
Not necessarily. First of all, if we want to place blame, let's place it on the adult. The best comment on this whole thing was the doctors, when the boy was first brought in, who said the dog was only doing what dogs do, and the little boy was doing what little boys do. The problem here is that the babysitter was not doing what responsible adults do.
No, I've got to disagree with you, Richard Rosenthal, because dogs that are allowed to be around people
the dog wasn't allowed
children.
to be around people. The child went into the dog's area. You know, if you're going to trespass, if you're going to go into the dog's
where was
face
the dog?
grab a bone, you have to expect that the dog is going to react.
Where was the dog? Where was he, Richard?
He was in his own yard on chain.
So he was in his yard.
He did not approach the boy.
Okay, you know what? You know what I call that under the law, Richard Rosenthal? An attractive nuisance.